guys, welcome to a new episode of Carpool Karaoke. Not karaoke, we're not singing, sorry Brad, sorry to dodge that one.
You dropped that one on there.
Dropped that one, yeah. Carpool Conversations. Very special guest with me today. You can just about see him with the light shining through. Unfortunately, he's not got the head for shining the light. Sorry, mate.
Matt, that's my Halo star because I'm a bit of a saint.
Oh, that's what it is.
What it is, standard.
So who are you?
My name is Brad Burton. I'm the UK's #1 motivational business speaker.
It's nice and simple. You on Twitter?
I certainly am, at Brad Burton.
And a website?
As always, just bradburton.biz. Go and Google my name and find out exactly who I am.
Exactly. Notorious, aren't you, mate? Notorious.
In a good way, I suppose.
Of course. So, really appreciate you doing this for me, mate.
Hey, let me tell you something. I'm not doing it for you, mate. I'm doing it for me. Because I know what all the thousands of users that watch this.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Selfishly.
Tapping into my audience. Excellent, mate. So I've just spent 2 days with you. I was going to say trapped in a hotel, but that sounds really bad.
Young naive and needed the money, didn't you, Matt?
What can I say, you know? But no, I've just spent 2 days at Brad Camp with you, build a better business and be a better speaker. And I have to admit, mate, those 2 days, well worth it.
Good.
I'm not on commission yet.
Hey, not yet. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But you know, so much information in those. So, what made you actually do those things? Because you know, you used to run 4 Networking.
So I started 4 Networking, which is the largest joined up business network in the UK. Run over 5,000 meetings across the UK. Sales pitch over. Started that 10 years ago, and you know, I started that with I was 25 grand in debt, no income, nobody gave me a chance. And actually, what you have as a business owner is the biggest business tool that you have is your brain, and it's the one that we tend to use last. So what we look for is SEO, we look for this, we look for that, we look for PR, we look for advertising, all that sort of stuff. And only when we run out of those options do we use our brain. And what I did is I put my brain at the forefront of everything that I did. I started 4 Networking, £25,000 in debt, basically a local business over in Somerset, and now it's a national organisation. And I've also written 3 books: Get Off Your Arse, Get Off Your Arse 2, Life Business Just Got Easier, and I'm also a motivational speaker. But what I wanted to do, the reason I'm looking at
just by magic, product placement.
See? Thank you for that. But no,
where are they available?
Amazon or Waterstones. But yeah, what happened was I realised that the lack of there's not a lack of advice, because there's loads of advice, but the problem is it's all over the show. It's so sporadic. So the advice that you can get online or through individuals, it's all there for everyone. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to do a one-stop shop. So what I do effectively with Brad Camp, build a better business, and the same goes for Be a Better Speaker, 2 individual days, is that I've effectively what I've done, I asked myself this question: if my boys, Ben and Brandon, said to me, Dad, can you teach me in 1 day how to set myself up for life mentally, for a business mindset? Could you do that? That would be this day. If my boy said to me, Dad, can you set me up so I can become a better speaker and also a professional speaker? That would be the day. So it's 10 years experience squeezed into 1 day. And you know, when I look at personal development, it's so bitter, and I don't pretend to be anything that I'm not. All I ever do is just, you know, come with the honesty piece, the absolute honesty piece about what it's like to run a business, the kind of things that you're going to encounter, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. And when it comes to, you know, the speaker thing, what I talk about there is the ups and downs, the highs and lows, because as a professional speaker who speaks in front of thousands of people every single year, you know, I know what it's like to have nerves, I know what it's like to die on stage, and that's what I cover off, because it's not all just, you know, this everything's great and everything's wonderful. It's not. In order for you to get to that stage where you're getting paid, like me, thousands of pounds to go and speak for massive companies like JCB, like Bentley, like the NHS, there's a long, arduous road on the route to that, and that's one of you need to establish whether you cut out for it, and that's what we talked about. Be a better speaker.
Yeah, totally, and yeah, that was actually a fantastic day. If I had to recommend it to one of the 2, it would probably be that one, because
the speaker. Yeah, I had a lot of energy, didn't it, that day?
Oh, mate, the room was absolutely buzzing, and everybody was completely out of their comfort zone.
But that's what we do at Brad Camp. See, look, what I do is, like when I say 10 years experience rolled into 1, I've had to deconstruct myself as an individual, right? I've had to accept that actually I don't sound like Charlotte Church.
You don't look like her.
A bad example. Charlotte Green, should I say, of Radio 4. You know, I've not got a wonderful diction. I don't sound terribly British. I sound very northern. And the old days, I used to try to run away from who I was in order to conform and fit in. And what I've decided on, what I've landed on, is this whole piece where what you need to do as a speaker is be you. you know, those people that told me that I could never become a motivational speaker because you know, I've got tattoos. Look at me, all right? You know, I don't look like a conventional motivational speaker, but guess what? I'm the keynote speaker at the business show over Olympia and Excel, and like, you know, I'm the one who gets the biggest crowd. So somewhere along the way, the decisions that I've made are the decisions that I tell people, and also see how they can do that. You know, when we looked at your material, Christ, you know, some of the stuff that we come up with is just so funny and so amusing, and you know, these are stuff that, for instance, what we talked about just wrong foot people at the start of the Brad camp to, in fact, I'm not going to spoil that, but needless to say, you came on, you jogged on, which was just inspired, and it was just something for you doing it for a bit of fun, right? Because I said, hey, be a motivational speaker, you jogged on, and then what you did, I jogged on, and when we're talking like literally like 3 seconds jogging or 1 second, right? You got on there, and you're like, whew, everyone laughed.
Yeah, I wasn't playing acting though. That's
yeah, nice, that's funny. But see, he's good. But that what you did was inspired, and I said to you, stop. I said straight away, what you just done there is hilarious. It's so funny, and it's something that for the rest of your speech you can keep referring back to. Do you know what I mean? Which is what you talked about wanting a crack team, or what you do, you know, SES and there's more, which is stuff that you refer to. So somewhere along the way, you've hinged your personality. See, when I come out and I go as a speaker, I turn around and say, you know, I go out there and say, hi, how are you doing, everyone? My name's Brad Burton, UK's #1 motivational business speaker, and all that sort of stuff. But also, you know, just to put your mind at ease, I am from Manchester. I do have shaved head, do have tattoos, but don't worry, I'm not a drug dealer anymore. The reason I'm doing that is because I know I look like a drug dealer, right? So everyone who sees me as an agent, think about this, as a speaker, as any speaker, you know, it's a strange profession where you've got to walk into a room where no one knows you and you've got to win them over. Yeah. So straight away I'm thinking, okay, these people are thinking, who's this Nova monkey? What can this guy teach me? He looks like a drug dealer. So by saying the joke, you're getting it out of the way so nobody can use it on you.
Yeah.
Right? I'm getting out of the way so nobody can turn around and say he looks like a drug dealer to be derogatory. Because guess what? I'm saying it. When I said I'm the UK's #1 motivational business speaker, they're all going, oh, go on then. You know, how are you the UK's #1 motivational business speaker? That's what they're thinking. So what I turn around and says, you know, I'm the UK's #1 motivational business speaker. And often people in the audience are thinking, wow, Brad, how did you manage to become the UK's #1 motivational business speaker? I just made a fucking website and said I'm UK's #1 motivational business speaker. And that's the reality of it. I just made it up. Right? But I'm honest enough to tell people I'm not the Darren Brown of motivation or Darren Brown of speaking. I tell people what I'm doing. There's no hidden agenda. All you know, what you see is what you get. And it just kind of works. You know, and I'm getting booked in a big way. And that's what, you know, when we did the Be a Better Speaker, it is about that. It's like either one, becoming a better speaker, and becoming a better speaker, and also how you make money. You know, the lessons that we talked about the ACE, and I don't really want to give too much away for anyone who's not, but
that for me, because we spoke about that previously on a call, that for me was fantastic, because it actually stopped me from taking some or stopped me making some rather poor decisions. Right. And again, I'm not going to give it away, because if you want to know it, you got to speak to us. So what, Sainsbury's, cheers. So what we were talking about there is this whole process, like what makes a speaker worth 50 quid? What makes one worth £500? What makes one worth £5,000? And if you think about me as a speaker, I've been doing this for 10 years loosely, and you know, would JCB have booked me 10 years ago? Of course not. 9 years ago, 7 years ago, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, no, 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, yeah, 1 year ago, yes. So what happened? You know, why was it that 7 years in they wouldn't probably book me, but on the 8th year they would? And it's like, you know, what is the mechanism behind that? And I need to go to Sainsbury's just to go and get some cat food, so you might want to pause that there. Yeah, we are actually genuinely at Sainsbury's.
Yeah, genuinely. This is not made up. So Sainsbury's, he's giving me a list to go and get some cat food. That'd be great.
Sainsbury's, the supermarket of choice.
Pause it. We'll be there soon. Hey, could I order some food, please? Yes, please. Can I have 2 large chips, please? Yeah, 2 large chips, both with salt and vinegar. And also, could I have 2 egg fried rice, please, and 2 curry sauce? Thank you. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Thank you. Cheers. Bye. So much.
No worries. It's like a day in the life of Brad Burton's PA.
Yeah. So my wife actually, she's my PA at the moment. And that's a challenge.
keeping you in line?
No, well, listen. I mean, it's I'm quite. I wouldn't say I'm high maintenance because I'm not, but I do things at a million miles an hour. And I have lots of things going on. I mean, I stepped down as managing director of 4 Networking.
Yeah, so you left your stunt double in charge.
Yeah, Jay. I mean, he's doing beautifully. Listen, I knew a year before I stepped down that I was stepping down, and what happened is I pulled away, and Jay handled the day-to-day the preceding year up to it. And Terry Cooper said to me, the chairman, a week before the 10th, he sat me down. He said the news is devastating. I said, go on. He said, you're 21% up without me. Right. And it was at that point I went, you know what, I've got to go. If we'd been 21% down,
yeah,
I wouldn't have gone. Right. But I think, as a leader, you've got to know when the time's right to step away, and that was it.
Very true, and it's kind of freed you up to do other bits and pieces.
Yeah, so it has freed me up to do other stuff, and it's funny because in some respects I retired at 42, 43, whatever it was, and then all of a sudden the other day I was getting all stressed out, and I realised there's a reason for that. I'm writing book 4.
Yeah, which is called
Now What? All right, writing book 4, which is out in November. I'm doing a load of speaking. I've got Brad Camps that I'm on. I've launched Speaker Seeker, which is my speaker agency, and I'm obviously heading up the business networking show. So all of a sudden,
when's the networking show?
Yeah, I think it's I don't know, September 16th or September the 18th. I don't know. It's the Friday over in Wolverhampton. So
we'll put a link on the video as well. So it's a fantastic show.
Well, the business networking show, and that brings obviously people from around. But the point is, and then 4 networking, and then things like my family, and then things like my spare time, and things like sleeping, and things like travelling, and things like eating, and things, and all of a sudden you start putting that on there. You've got these 5 projects on, plus you're doing interviews like this and the likes. And this is the thing. It's like look, I'm not on that level, but I often sort of feel for these like big celebrities like Mariah Carey and Cheryl Cole or whatever her name is, because all the people see is the flashing lights and all the nice stuff, but the reality of the work that must get to that, and to try balance that, and also your mental health. That's how right. I unravelled 4 years ago because of the sheer weight of pressure of everything. So it's a real balancing act, and you've got to have a reason as to why you're doing it, because you could not do this if you was doing it for money. You've got to do it for something more than money, and that's something we talked about at Brad Camp, to build a better business. Yeah. That it needs to be more than just money, because if your only motivation is money, it's not enough.
No, exactly. And I've asked you a few times, how do you actually manage to juggle all this stuff? As you just said, you've got all these projects on the go.
5.
As well as the fact that you've got to find some time to sleep.
Yeah.
And spend time with the kids as well.
And I go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah.
And listen, I'll tell you just it. I'll tell you what it is. In the old days, go on, son. In the old days with the when I was working, I used to have to sit there from 9 to 5:30. At 5:29, close my laptop, get my jacket on, and piss off. Now, right? So that meant that I'd be travelling from get up at 7 o'clock, get in the car 8 till 9, do it. Now what I'm doing is I'm it's like Lego. I'm taking an hour on my work day to go to the gym. Yeah. I'm playing computer games during the day if I want to. I'm doing writing in the evenings, and you see. So I reckon that actually it's probably more efficient than the conventional 38 hours that most people work a week.
Well, some people actually say that if you're not feeling productive, go off and do something else. Go spend an hour, because that's in your book, isn't it?
Yeah,
actually?
get off your arse. The first one I said that is, when you can't be arsed, walk away from your computer. See, when you're employed, you've got no option. You've got to sit there pretending to work, right? When you work for yourself, if you're sitting there, I remember I sat in my box room pretending to work, and I'm thinking, you dick, it's your own business. So you've got to get yourself out of that condition in there. And I don't know. Look, I just walked the dog with the wife and Bonnie, and I had a chat with her, and I said, you think about all these opportunities that have come as a result of this 4 networking. And bear in mind, 11 years ago, I was delivering pizzas at the Pavilion in Burnham-on-Sea. Do you know it? You know the pier is?
I know Burnham, yeah.
You know the pier?
Yeah.
Right. So they used to deliver pizzas 11 years ago. They don't do it anymore, they sell them there. But I used to deliver it. I used to have a van, like a thing, And and
very different Bradmobile.
Well, it wasn't my van; it was theirs.
Yeah.
I don't think he had a car. But it's just I don't know, just a different world now that I'm living in, and I've never forgot that life. I've never forgot the hunger that I once felt.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm so thankful of where I am. But it just shows you that you can apply yourself. I'm 43 now, and I was 31. It's on the left here, at the end of here.
Yeah.
So get behind that green car there, the turquoise one. So you know, I didn't. Ready for a second anyway. There's people waiting. Just wait a couple of minutes. All right.
Yeah, no. That's all
So
good.
I'm so thankful about where I am, but I reckon, right, that the reason that I sorted my shit out, because I think I've got the same ingredients that I've always had. The difference is the only thing that's changed is the recipe. And when I think about why at 31 I changed to start my own business off, and it was no longer about me anymore. It was about Ben. Ben just came along, and that was it. And so it was no longer about me, because if it was about me, I'd sit there smoking weed all day. That was my thing.
It's a very powerful thing, isn't it? And again, when you said earlier about the moment money is just the sole driver for business, you're not going to achieve it, because when is there ever going to be enough?
Let me give you an example. So imagine now that the other side is rolled. I'm waiting with a brand new Q7 key for a brand new Q7, and all you got to do is get from there to there. But actually on the road there's all glass, flames, lava, and this, that, and the other. And I said, right, all right, Matt, get from there to there with no shoes on. Right, 40 foot. I don't think you could do it. I think you might want to do it. I think you'd want to do it, but I don't think you could. As soon as you get like 3 foot, you'd be back.
Yeah.
If I said to you, your family need your help in order to survive, now there's a situation.
You'd move heaven and earth.
Right, and you wouldn't even think. You wouldn't be thinking about it. Right, you wouldn't be thinking about it, and I think that's what I've done. I put that driver in there, so it's no longer about money. Because if it's about money in Audi Q7, that's not enough to get a motivation. If it's about your son, or it's about your family or your loved ones, then all of a sudden you'll, like you say, move heaven and earth. That's what I think I did. I think I tuned in me as a vehicle. Remember I said from the outset, this whole thing about using your brain as a, move forward, moving your brain as a, what do you call it, as a muscle, sorry, your brain as a business tool. I think what I did is I tuned that brain into doing this, and it wasn't about me anymore. It wasn't about cars, it wasn't about house, it was this. But I'll tell you something, I mean, something that we may have discussed, I can't remember the other day, but when I first started, like, you know, beyond that first bit when I started it, you start thinking, God, this is going to be amazing, I can make loads of money. And I wanted a 10-bedroom house, right? And like, you just had this daft dream, 10-bedroom house, and I wanted like 2 double staircases like the Colbys, you know, and like me and the wife, you know, sat at the top there when we were having a dinner party and doors open, just that bullshit.
Violins playing.
All that nonsense, right? Yeah. And then I now live in a house that you just pick me up from there. It's a 5-bedroom house, and I have a room that I never go in. If I'd have realised my dream, I'd end up with a house with 6 rooms that I don't go in. Yeah. So it's just bullshit. So maybe, just maybe, what's the point in having these daft, vast dreams if when you get them, you know, you don't actually do anything with them? So I don't need a 10-bedroom house. So I'm happy with where I am, and this is something which, well, I'm going to go get my chipping, but something that we can discuss in a minute as to that, because you know, I'm genuinely content and happy with where I am in my life. Let me go and get my chipper. Yeah. Right.
Here he is, he's back in. What were we talking about? Motivation, I think.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course. You know, and that's the thing. So, somewhere along the way, this lad, with no qualifications to his name, not a single one, now runs a national business, now goes on training, now speaks at global brands, NHS, JCB, the business show, Bentley,
Brad Camp,
3 books. That once again, I don't have any qualifications, and it just shows you that actually I'm still the same dickhead who used to smoke weed all day long. So
you are Marmite at the end of the day, aren't you?
No, that's bullshit. The only people who say I'm Marmite, I've got no logical reason to be. See, Marmite is 50-50, it splits a room. Yeah. Right, me, I don't believe I split a room. I genuinely, unless I mean, I only know what I see and what I hear, but I don't believe I split a room. Not 50-50, I reckon more like 85-15. I think people that are staunch Brad haters will always be staunch Brad haters, and there's nothing I can say.
Which percentage of the Brad haters?
15%, I would say there, Matt. Right, fucking me and you'll be having a fight in a minute.
But you know what? We've had this conversation several times. So the first time I saw you, you know, I can't repeat the words. Being brutally honest.
Yeah. I think, can I say it?
Yeah.
He called me a prick. He actually thought I was a prick. He never said it to my face, but he did.
I said it at Brad Camp, it's fine.
He told me, he related the story as to his first experience, because I said, how did you hear about me? And I mean, go on, say it.
So we were sponsoring the same event, so In Touch and 4N at the time. This was years ago.
Yeah, Austin Gate, about 1,000 people there, wasn't it?
Yeah. And
business show.
And our stands were next to each other, so the biggest stands there.
Right next to each other.
Yeah, right next to each other. And there we are, suited and booted, looking all professional. And this guy walks in jeans, trainers, and a t-shirt. I think a pink cowboy hat.
Yeah, pink cowboy hat.
A pink feather boa. A vuvuzela blowing it all the time.
In all fairness, I think it was the World Cup, if you recall, because everyone.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Vuvuzelas were bigger than everyone was like, yeah. So that, I don't think I had a vuvuzela for a laugh. I think it was World Cup time, I think.
And a pizza box, and you were just coming in and walking around, blowing this thing all day long. I was just there thinking, oh my god.
What a.
But actually, yeah, what a beep, censored. Post editing is fine. But then I said to
who else did you remember from that show?
No one. I remember absolutely no one.
So here's the thing about doing anything like that. See, I built my career on walking on the pizza box. I used to be the only one in a trade show walking on the pizza box, holding it like downwards. Right? People go, "What's this nutcase?" But people talked about it. And it's free marketing, because back in the day, I had nothing. I had no reputation to lose, Matt. I had no reputation to lose, and I had no money to market. Right?
Yeah.
So no reputation to lose, no money to market.
Yeah.
So therefore, my only way that I could market is by being disruptive. I'm not saying being offensive, because that would be wrong, but I was being disruptive.
No, you're never offensive. But again, I think there's a couple of things to take away from that. So again, going back to some of the Bradcamp things or takeaways, I think one of the things to take away there is you've got to put yourself out there.
Right.
People are always going to think that you're one way or the other, or whatever, and people are always going to hate you, whether that's the competition, whether that's actual people who are potential customers. People are always going to think that way.
You can't. But if you're
you,
right.
that's the key thing is as well, isn't it? Because
so Matt, there's no way in this world that I'd walk around the trade show now with a vuvuzela, pink boa, and a pink hat. But what I do now is I walk around with t-shirts like this, my personal t-shirts, walking around with jeans trainers, brand new white Adidas Superstar. Adidas do get in contact. But you see, I do that, and that's my new brand. So I've evolved as an individual. And I think what's really good about this is that initially I resisted. People go, "Oh, this guy's a prick," right? And actually now, people still think that, and that's fine. But generally speaking, the ones who think I'm a prick aren't doing as well as me. Yeah. Right? And I mean that, and I'm not being rude, I'm not being clever, I'm being serious. That actually somewhere along the way, someone with a degree, 2, 1, 2, I don't know which one's better, but whichever isn't doing as well as me, so therefore they think, who's this prick? Right? And actually this prick has worked his bollocks off for 10, 11 years, I've wanted to quit 11 times, I've had a nervous breakdown, I nearly lost my marriage, I nearly lost my children in pursuit of what I've achieved. Right, so when people say to me, "Oh, Brad, you got lucky," well, I got lucky before networking. What, getting up, doing 40,000 miles a year, getting up at 5 o'clock to go travel to Birmingham to go and sit in a room with 7 people back in the day. Yeah. But I got lucky, and when you wrote these books, Brad, you got lucky. What, I've written 3 books, all of which are the highest rated business books on Amazon. Did I get lucky 3 times? Brad, you got lucky because look at you as a speaker. You got lucky. What, when I got booked by JCB 3 times, I got booked by. See, the list goes on. See, it's not lucky, because I tell you something.
You make your own luck at the end of the day.
But you know what? It's even better than that, because prior to these last 11 years, nobody would have said I was lucky. Everyone would have said I was unlucky, because I got 2 bullets put through my window. I was addicted to drugs twice. I've been on the dole for 4 years, right? So think about all these things, all these factors here. Yeah. Whether that was down to luck or bad decisions, and that's what I say in one of my books. You know, don't confuse bad luck with bad decisions. Yeah. And we're all guilty of it.
Yeah, we are. And it's powerful stuff at the end of the day, mate, because you haven't had the most conventional route to market on some things.
You know what I'm doing, Matt? I think I'm trying to be the everyman, right? And I'm never going to appeal to everyone. We're going left here. Yeah. I'm never going to appeal to everyone. Some people are never going to get my style and what I'm about, right? And that's cool. But what I am trying to do is I'm trying to give people hope. People hope who don't have any qualifications, or they're down on the luck, or they've got no money, or they're 25 grand in debt like me. I'm trying to give people hope to say, look, the best business tool that you have isn't SEO, isn't pay-per-click, isn't PR, isn't advertising, isn't this, isn't that. It's your brain. Put that into gear, and that's what we've done with this Bradcamp, which was the whole thing, which is about trying to turn you into a business missile, almost a business weapon. Do you see? So in fact, I'm probably going to have that in a second. No, but it is. That's what we've first. Done. But it's true. I turn you into a weapon.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. The atmosphere over those 2 days, the community as well.
It's nuts, isn't it?
It is absolutely bonkers, because, and you know what's flowing throughout it is the positivity. It's that whole can-do attitude.
Right.
And again, whilst you do get broken down a bit in the speaker bit, because
I did on purpose.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if you're going to put yourself out there as a speaker, well, it's exactly the same as you. People aren't going to like you at first, but you know what? It also shows you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Because I bought your book. I bought your third book. Yeah. Read it, and then actually.
Where'd you buy it from?
I bought it in Glasgow Airport in the bargain bin. Sorry, yeah, 2 for £5.
Wonderful.
I wanted one book and then bought yours as well.
Result,
but I can't remember the other book. I don't even know if I actually read it.
You know the reason that I deconstruct people in Bradcamp? The reason I deconstruct people at Bradcamp is because I would rather deconstruct you and put you under pressure in a small environment where everyone's benign and on side, rather than you be stood in front of 200 people and lock up and not know where to go.
Yeah.
Right. I'm telling you now, as a result of what we've done with Bradcamp, I've had people who have who come along to Bradcamp, never had a paid speaking gig. Michelle Ibbs, she got 5 paid speaking gigs, I think, within 5 weeks. Jackie Chappell, she got her first paid gig. It was 30% more than what I said to her. I said, what figure would you be clicking your heels with? And I asked her, would you give me that figure? And I said, right, here's what price you're going at. Boom, she's got paid gigs. And that's what it's about. It's about getting you paid gigs. But in order for you to get to become a £5,000 an hour speaker, you've got to first become a £50 an hour speaker, then £500 an hour speaker, and then, only then, can you break through to the £5,000 mark.
True. So we're almost finished.
That's right.
So what I always ask people is your 3 networking tips, and you do know something about networking, don't you?
Going back to that Bradcamp thing, the reason that it's full of positivity and energy is because all those tips that I've used from networking, I know how to make a room energetic. My networking tips: 1, be you. Seriously, stop pretending to be something you're not in business to win business. 2, let me ask you this question: would you pass a lead, a referral, a job, a contact to someone you don't like, someone you don't know, someone you don't trust? Of course not. So on that basis, just think the reason that people pass you leads, you referrals, you jobs, you contacts, people like you, they know you, they trust you. Don't expect others to forgo the same checks that you're doing. So that's one of the tips there. And the final tip I'd say to you is it takes time. How long does it take to boil an egg?
About 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Is there a faster way of doing it?
Unfortunately not.
Well, there is. It's called scrambling it, but it's not a boiled egg. So if you want to make a boiled egg, it's going to take time, and that's what you're going to do with all your networking. Mark, I'm going to get me chips and.
Definitely, mate. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you very much.
So what's your Twitter handle again?
Just Google my name, Brad Burton. You'll find me books. You'll find me in social media, and do find me on Facebook. I've got a blue tick now. I'm verified.
You have to. Yeah.
Fist bump. Come on, we're not doing handshakes. Woo. Take it easy, people. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All the best.